Hello everyone, Hannah here today of H&K Drama. Today I'm going to be reviewing an anime series for you guys. And this anime series is called Death Note. So the first part will be spoiler free for those of you who have not yet watched Death Note. The second part of the video will be filled with spoilers for those of you who have watch the anime, or for those of you who just don't care one way or another. Although if you are going to watch Death Note, I wouldn't recommend watching the spoiler part because just spoilers for Death Note are a bad idea because a lot of the anime has to do with mystery and solving problems, and so you don't want spoilers for that. So I actually first heard about Death Note from a friend. It's one of her favorite animes, and she just loves it and talks about it all the time. So I ended up picking up the first volume of the manga, which the anime series is based off of, and I ended up really liking it, so I thought I should give the anime a try. So this anime follows our main character, whose name is Light Yagami, and he is a senior in high school. One day, he's bored, and he's just kind of staring out the window during class, and he sees this notebook fall from the sky. Later, when he goes to check it out, he finds out that it is in fact a death note. And what a death note does is you can write anyone's name in a death note, and as well as how they die, and then they will die in that particular manner. If you don't specify the cause of death, then the victim will just die of a heart attack. So Light decides that he's going to use the death note to get rid of all the evil in the world. He wants to create this new world, this perfect utopia where there's no crime and no evil. So he starts to kill off the criminals that he sees on the news or on the internet. Eventually, people start to realize that all these criminals dying of a heart attack just can't be a coincidence. And some people are happy for the fact that all these criminals are dying, and some people aren't. And the world is starting to refer to this mysterious person as Kira. One of the greatest detectives in the world, known as L, decides he's going to take on this case and put a stop to Kira once and for all. So Death Note is a very dark anime. It's not light and fluffy. Literally everyone you love dies. If you want to watch a light and fluffy and fun anime, go watch Fairy Tail. Don't watch Death Note because that's not what you're gonna get from it. This anime has some really great animation, and the soundtrack is amazing. I absolutely love the soundtrack. It just has some really beautiful themes, a lot of piano and electric guitar in there. It has a lot of characters and a lot of really interesting characters, and it has a total of 37 episodes, so it's not too long either. You can probably watch it in about a week or two, depending on how committed you are to it. There's not really much else I can say without spoiling it, so if you have seen the anime, go ahead and stick around while I discuss spoilers, and if you haven't, you should go away now, because we don't want spoilers. Okay, so this section is gonna just kind of be really random and rambly, and just me talking about what I liked and what I didn't like. So one thing I really enjoyed is a lot of times when the characters went into like their inner monologue type thing, I thought the animation for that part was really interesting because Light's hair and eyes would go red and then L's would go blue, and it's an interesting way to show that they're doing this sort of inner monologue rather than just like it being their face with voiceover and their mouths not moving. I thought it was really interesting how that was done. Okay, now for something I really didn't like, and I just really have to get this off my chest, is that I literally could not stand Misa Amane. She was one of the few characters that I was disappointed did not get killed by the Death Note. She was so annoying. So annoying. Light, don't you believe in love at first sight? Kill me now. On a happier note, my favorite character was L. Oh my gosh, I just adored him. He was awesome. He was like a hunchback Sherlock Holmes, and it was fabulous. I just loved his sarcasm and sass, and I just thought the dynamic between him and Light was really interesting because while on the surface they were friends, when in reality they were like enemies. But I thought it was really interesting how that played out and how they kind of went around that. I just thought it was really interesting. In fact, I kind of felt like they were almost each other's yin-yang type thing. They really complemented each other well because they were both intelligent, and I felt like they were really alike, but they were almost two sides of the same coin. In fact, around episode 25, when L dies, I felt like Light really started to lose it a little bit. It seemed like he wasn't really at the top of his game anymore. It's like the sun and the moon. You can't have one without the other. And I know that Nier was like L's replacement, but I didn't really like Nier, and it didn't feel the same. Like, L and Light really had this dynamic that I felt was really interesting, and I loved to watch the two of them together. And then when L died, it really bothered me. I didn't like Nier a lot after that. I felt like he was kind of a knockoff of L, which, I mean, I know he's supposed to be his successor and all that, but I just really missed the dynamic between L and Light. And I really wanted to see those two characters just finish it to the end. I didn't really like the fact that Nier was the one that ended up taking down Kira. I really wanted to see Kira and L kind of do their thing. I have to talk about the ending, okay? I have to. So I got spoiled for the ending. Thank you very much, internet. I was Googling drawing references for L because I've been drawing him a lot in my sketchbook, so I don't really understand why I got spoiled for Light's death because I wasn't even Googling that character. But it happened anyway, so I unfortunately wasn't, like, I couldn't really predict what was gonna happen or, like, you know, be surprised at anything, because I already knew it was gonna happen, unfortunately. I thought it was really interesting how it played out, though, because you see, once Light becomes cornered, he just kind of snaps and goes insane. I was really surprised that Matsuda was the one to actually shoot him. I was just super surprised about that. Matsuda is my favorite of the investigative team. I just loved him. I'm so glad that he didn't die. Like, you know, everyone I love dies except for him, so that's good. But like I said earlier, I kind of didn't like the fact that it was Nier that ended up taking down Kira rather than L. I really wanted to see L and Kira finish it off together, and yeah, that part bothered me. On another note, earlier in the series, there's this scene where Light has this bag of potato chips with, like, the TV inside of it, where he's watching for criminals secretly because there's cameras or whatever. Like, this, I swear, anime is the only place where you can make a potato chip look dramatic. I will take this potato chip and eat it! Like, what even is this? Like, what? One character I was really interested in that I wish we got to see more of was Mello. I just thought he was really interesting, and I would have preferred to see him as L's successor rather than Nier, because I felt like Nier was too similar, whereas Mello maybe could bring something new to the investigation. I mean, I understand the whole, you know, he's too emotional about things, he can't make rational decisions or whatever, but I think, honestly, I would have been more interested to see where he went with the investigation rather than Nier. Nier kind of bothered me a little bit, in case you couldn't already tell. Not as much as Misa, but he still bothered me slightly. This is one of those shows that just really makes you think. Because to be perfectly honest, I was kind of rooting for Light in the beginning. And that might sound really weird, but if you think about it, I mean, his logic kind of makes sense. I mean, he's trying to make the world a better place. So he's killing the people that have done things bad. I mean, like murder and thievery and rape and all these things. He's killing these kinds of people. He's not killing innocent people. But then as the series progresses and he starts to kill more of the people that are just, like, involved in trying to capture him, or, like, he hands off the notebook to somebody else and they end up killing a bunch of innocent people. That was the part where I was just kind of like, now it seems like you're just trying to save your own skin rather than actually accomplish what you set out to do. However, I was never really fully against Light, which I don't know what that says about me, but I guess I kind of feel bad for him. I mean, it's just unfortunate circumstances that he ended up with this death note. I mean, it could have been picked up by literally anybody. Speaking of that, let's talk about another one of my favorite characters, which is Ryuk. I loved him because he just didn't give a crap about anything, and it was great, and he just sat there eating apples the whole time. And yeah, I think it'd be pretty awesome to be in Ryuk's position, because I mean, he's not attracted to any human, so he's not gonna die. He can just sit back and watch this entire thing unfold, and it's great. So I think that about wraps it up for everything I have to say for this anime. I really enjoyed it. I'd probably give it like a 95% rating. It was really interesting, had a wonderful soundtrack, wonderful characters, and it was just really thought-provoking and interesting to watch. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Me or Katie, or me and Katie, shall see you again soon for another video. So be sure to like and subscribe and comment below and all those things, and I shall see you all later. 広がる闇の中交わし合った革命のちぎり誰にも邪魔させるわけにはい